Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for joining for episode 8 of the Darian Jackson Show. It's taken a little while to actually get another one out here. We've been having some technical problems here and there, and then just having difficulties with, I don't know, it was just a long time coming. So I've been trying to make it out here. Windows actually screwed me up. They sent out a new update, and apparently with the update you have to go in and allow apps to use your microphones, and I could not for the life of me find this little switch that I had to do. So I was over here, Jeird was sitting over here, we were just sitting here for about like 40 minutes trying tinkering around with this shit, and like
that one thing.
It was just one thing. It was just one little thing, and Windows didn't let me know that they changed it up. I have a nice little setup going on over here, and then all of a sudden it just stopped working after an update. So thanks to Windows for ruining my day for a couple of hours. I wonder how much time I spent on just tinkering around with like crazy Windows crap.
Probably hours and hours, because you're always tinkering with something.
Yeah, but like the thing is too, I don't understand why it has to be so difficult. Like if you ever use like a MacBook, like I had a MacBook for a while over there, and I used it for my job. It just kind of works.
That's the point. That's why people use Mac.
Yeah, but then at the same time, it doesn't work on like a lot of things. Like everything needs Windows, and everything, to run anything that I'm doing right now, right here on this.
Yeah,
podcast,
to do it like that, you do.
I have to run it on Windows, and it's just I don't.
But then here's a question, because I'm not a geek.
Yep.
And this is suggesting you are. That's okay.
I'll take that. I'm an IT guy, so.
So like a lot of music guys, you notice they use Macs and stuff. Like, so is that just a branding? Hey, it's cool. I got a Mac. I'm hip. Or could you do this podcast and a lot of that stuff easier on a Mac, or is it's easier to do it on here once you figure out all the
Well, I like
things.
to do it on here just for the fact that with Windows I have access to do other different things here and there. So like I'm adding 2 mics and having it on just like looking like it's one input. I can do different things with like I use OBS Studio for my streaming and all that kind of stuff. So I like the Mac I like my Windows for that reason. You can use like GarageBand and stuff like that with a MacBook. And MacBooks are usually used for video production, like the video production value of it, like post-production. Like after you're setting it all up, they have some of the best softwares. They have like iMovie, and stuff like that. And like I don't have anything. I'm using Filmora, I think it is, on Windows. And this is in comparison to iMovie, it's like nothing. Like I loved iMovie.
Is there still iMovie? Because I was looking, it was like an app that popped up, and then the other day I tried to make a movie. Or like a clip and do some editing to it, and I couldn't find that app. I'm actually going to look.
On Apple phones, I think that iMovie is now not on the Apple Store.
Because it once was, and it was kind of cool.
Yeah. But now they changed it up, and I don't know, they had a whole bunch of stuff going on. So I know at one point if you had an iPhone, you could use iMovie's little app, and it worked out pretty well. Now I think they got other things out there, but they don't have that one anymore on like an iPhone.
Oh, it's still here. It's just not. It doesn't work as good as it used to.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
So I've had a pretty fun week over here. It's been it seems like sometimes some weeks just seem to be just drag on. And it's just like ugh, you can't get rid of it, So no, you were talking about it just a second ago too, where it just seems like the week is just so long.
Yeah, it's just gone on and on and on, and it's so hot.
I think it's the heat. The heat has a big thing over here.
You're just walking around, and I just feel like I'm just perspiring all over, and like I'll get home and my jeans are caked with like salt stains.
Yeah.
And it's just from walking around. Like it's not even being necessarily too active. It's just walking around.
Dude, like when I used to play football over there, I would come home and I would have a layer of salt on my brow over here where like it was white on my face over the top, and I could scrape it off, and I'm like, this is not right.
Yeah.
Like, I used to have where I would pour all my sodium out of my system, where I would just have to drink. I drank little pickle juice shots over there.
Oh, dude, I love pickles.
Oh yeah.
Pickle juice.
Yeah. But it's a very acquired taste. Like it stinks like all get up right over there. I like pickles, and I think it smells good. But like for someone that doesn't like pickles,
Yeah, if
that
you don't
would
like
suck.
pickles, yeah, you're not gonna like the smell.
It's kind of like you don't like fish and you smell the smell of fish. Like, I mean, you know, that would just suck because it just
Yeah.
it's a very potent smell.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always humor was like the person that made like a good tuna fish sandwich. You know, like if you make a good tuna fish salad sandwich.
Yeah.
Like that is like some of the rankiest stuff that you could possibly put. Let's put onions, pickles, tuna fish, mayo. It's like what pregnant woman was deciding that she was
Right?
like this, you know? And then the guy's like, okay, babe, I'll make you that, but you know.
But if you make it right, it's so good.
I know, and it tastes delicious. I love tuna fish. I lived off of tuna fish for a long time over there.
I love tuna fish too.
But it just was, you know, like I said again, if you don't like it, you really will not like it.
I wonder how much of it like is a can, because like if you get, because there was one stage in my life where I was just trying to eat real cheap, so I take canned chicken, right?
Yep.
Just a thing of canned chicken, and then I would take some ranch dressing and just open the can, pour some ranch dressing on it, and I call it easy chicken salad.
Yeah.
But it smelled bad. Like it smelled like my breath smelled like cat food. It just smelled terrible. But hey, it worked. Like I got onto it. I got my guy at work onto it. Eric was like, dude, this is awesome. Because it's so quick and easy. So if you're a bachelor, there's an easy dinner right there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the little things. You gotta
Don't kiss your girlfriend after it, though.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, I have due respect, right?
Right.
But yeah, no, man. There's always those little things. Like I think that men in general come up with some of the craziest things. Like I've seen some people eat some crazy shit when they're bachorers. Like, oh my god. Like, you know, there's certain people that you go to their place and as a bachelor, they're over there like, you know, cooking cuisine, you know, nice meals and stuff like that. And there's certain people that you can just see them, they're just running off of that ramen. Like, how many people are running off of ramen alone?
Yeah.
You know? Like, I don't even, nutritional wise,
there's no nutrition in that.
Slap some sodium in there, and
right?
There's some nudes for you, you know.
I sent Harmony a picture the other day, or last night, of my dinner, and the guys are out, so it's just me this week.
Yep.
So like, I cooked for breakfast, but I didn't want to cook later on, so I just took tortilla. I took a wiener, put a wiener in the middle, and cheese and salsa.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, "Is that cooked?" I'm like, "Well, I nuked it for a minute, so does that count?" For a bachelor, that counts. That's cooking.
Daily radiation in there, you know.
It is cooking.
That is, yeah. You got a warm wiener. But yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I was reading a study that said if you eat like 15 hot dogs, like every 3 months or something like that, you're increasing your risk of having cancer by 30%.
Really?
I'm like, what the hell? Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm like, I don't know how much of that's bullshit. You know how it is, where you can do, you know, someone's against the hot dog industry telling this kind of stuff. But you know that if you look at what's in there, it's kind of crazy. But then it's like it's good. You know, it works. You know.
You know what? I'm gonna die of something. Meat is meat. I can go buy a 8-pack of hot dogs for 97 cents on a cheap week. Hey man, that's gonna do.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's better than ramen.
You're right. Get some beanie weenies. Beanie weenies, yeah, man.
Do you know what my favorite? And it's only my favorite because I grew up on it. My mom despises and makes fun of me for eating it.
What's that?
But Vienna sausage.
See, okay, my dad liked that stuff, so he would buy some of that
Yeah.
stuff every once in a while. And
Grew up eating that.
Yeah, and like I try to eat some. I don't personally like them very much, but like my dad likes them, and then my other brother, one of my brothers, likes them quite a bit. So they would just eat them, you know, and it's like, hey, it's a cheap little thing.
Oh yeah, it's a perfect snack. It's I think it's like 57 cents a can.
Yeah. My wife went out and she bought some Spam here recently over here. We make those little Spam musubis. We're going to have to make you some of that sometime. Or like if you put like, you know, Spam and eggs, you know, it's pretty good. but she was talking about how much it was costing to buy a can of Spam. I'm like, that shit should be like 10 cents.
Yeah, Spam is actually expensive.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
Right?
Like, where did Spam become this thing where it's like an expensive luxury item now to have? It's like, okay, this shouldn't cost like, what was it, like $1.20 or something like that. I'm like, okay, this is like 5 cents worth of, you know, it's not even real meat.
Yeah,
you know, it's just
it's
kinda,
fat. Like, you can see the fat in it.
yeah, but like, I don't know. It's kind of funny how everything seems to just go in price and like.
I think it's funny that we still have Spam because growing up, my mom she always listened to old time radio.
Yeah.
So that is a period from like 1920s to like almost 1950.
Yeah.
But Spam was huge back then. Like
I mean, the Great Depression. If it wasn't for Spam, we probably all would have started over here in the United States.
Yeah.
Spam was it was pushed so hard in World War. I think it's World War I, that they needed something that they can have on hand that wouldn't, you know, go and just get nasty for a long time.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they pumped it in there, and then that was, I mean, they were using that, and then I think it kind of bled over into society too, because we needed something cheap.
Yeah.
And we needed food, and then people were coming back from the war and like, oh, hey, Spam, you know.
Mhm.
So I went to Hawaii with my wife a couple of times, and they like their Spam over there quite a bit.
You know what's the best? Corned beef hash. It's just Spam and like tomatoes and onions and shredded hash browns.
We have to try that, yeah.
Dude, that is the best. I had it on the cruise, and at first they'd come out with these just a little bowl, like tiny, almost like an ice cream scoop. And I was like, hey, can I get like double the serving? So they gave me like 2 scoops. And I'm like, can I just get a whole plate of it? And they're like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, this is how we do it.
Like 22nd Jump Street, where he's like, just give me that goddamn. You know?
I know, right? Just give me it all.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Okay, I got a question.
Yep.
So, today I took a break. I went to use the urinal, right?
Yep.
And I'm thinking, and so the little mint in the urinal.
It's not mint, by the way.
Whatever you want to call it. Are we guys? Are we supposed to pee on it, or do you miss it? Like what? Like I don't understand. Like, is it there so when you flush the water runs across it? Are you supposed to pee on it so your pee doesn't smell?
I never understood. Like, I like to pee around it, pee on it a little bit, and then like see if it like.
I mean, it's fun to pee on it because it's like a target.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what the purpose is, and no one seems to know. So I'm asking everyone.
Right. I don't know. I don't know about that one, but.
What's its actual name besides the mint? Because I call it a mint because I watched what's that movie? There was a movie, and an animated movie. No, it was an animated movie with...
Madagascar.
No, it wasn't Madagascar.
It was. The giraffe comes out of the place, and he's like, look, guys, free mint. And he sticks his tongue out, and he has a mint on it.
There's a different movie with... I forget what movie it is. It's an animated movie. It's really good. It's like an alien creature. Kind of floats around, but he eats the mint.
Oh, no. I know what you're talking about.
But hey, some people don't know. Like my mom and my sisters were sitting there watching it, and they're like, "What?" And me and my brothers, we hit the floor. It was so funny. But they were like, "What are y'all laughing about?"
Oh.
Like he ate the mint that was everyone pees on. They're like, "What?"
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm looking it up right now. It doesn't make any sense. They're like, it just shows up when I was looking to see who created the urinal mint, and like it doesn't. Yeah. Dude, I had a bad day yesterday. So I don't know. Did I send you that text? I didn't send you that text. I sent it to a couple of people, but dude, I went over to a customer site. I go out and I install phone systems, and so I get to go to new places every day. But with the new places every day, that means, you know, having a new office space and, you know, checking all that place out over there. So usually by default, my body function-wise, I don't like going to bathrooms in other people's places. You know, if I'm going to take a shit, I'm going to take a shit here. I might pee somewhere else every once in a while. That's only if I have to. because I don't really like going in public restrooms in any sort, because I don't know whose ass has been on that seat, and then I'm like, I don't know what else has been done in here, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I was doing my phone install, and then my bowel movements were just like, it was just like, you're going. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And it's like, yeah, you are, or you're going to risk, having a brown seat over here.
All right.
So I'm like, fuck, okay. So I go running around this whole entire office trying to find this bathroom, and I can't find it for the life of me, dude. So I'm like, okay, where is this goddamn bathroom? I'm opening doors, and it's like, oh, there's a utility closet, And I'm like, I don't like opening doors either, because, like, if I open a door I'm not supposed to open, I'm like, okay, there's dead bodies in here.
Right.
You can never tell, so I'm over here looking.
Or, oops, I'm sorry, go back to what you two were doing.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, oh, don't
keep going, don't let me mess this up.
So I look around, and I can't find it. And then I go up to the receptionist desk, out of defeat, to just say, hey, where's your restroom at? Because I'm about to shit all over the place, and I don't think you want brown walls. So I go up to the receptionist desk, and she's gone. She's taking like a smoke break or something. Yeah, but then I see behind the receptionist desk, there's a door. So I'm like, fuck it has to be that door. So I open the door, and like, this is a shitty part too. It's a 2-office little place that they have over there, but they put the bathroom right behind the receptionist desk, like right behind it. So I'm like, oh, that's, come on, people. Like, you could have given some decency over here. But I'm like, okay, whatever. I go walking through that door, close the door, and I sit down on the toilet, and then something really strange happened to me when I sat down on the toilet. This toilet was huge. Okay, I'm talking like, I'm 6'3", so, I have a lot of leg to me, but my legs were hitting the ground, and it felt like I was like on a bar stool type thing, where like I'm up high. So if anyone was any smaller or any shorter than I was, they would be dangling their legs over there on the toilet, And so I was like, this is weird. And so then I start, shitting over there really hard, and I'm like, okay, I'm blowing it up, because my body was just like, fuck it,
Yeah.
And so apparently the toilet, being that it was so long, was so much longer of a drop. So it goes and splash, really bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, god damn it.
I hate that.
And the worst part is the receptionist, I heard her come back right as soon as I hit the toilet. Okay, so I know she's right there. I know she's in there. And then the worst part is anything I'm doing in here, she can hear. Because she's right there.
You just tearing that shit up and she's listening to you.
And so I'm like, I'm all trying to poop in like quietness. And then, it's falling like 5 feet before hitting the toilet. Just splash. I'm like, oh, god damn it. And I'm over there just like, what am I going to do? And then finish up with everything over there. And I'm looking for like, some kind of like, a little Febreze shit or something like that, because, man, it was bad.
Yeah.
I'm looking around, I'm looking through all this stuff, I'm like, they need something to cover up the stank, and they have nothing. There's nothing. And then, like, I don't want to open the door to the receptionist place.
Yeah.
And, like, they don't, like, how certain ones have, like, a fan where it can, like, suck the stink out?
Yeah.
Like, this one didn't have that either. So I'm like, okay, so this person's going to have to now work, and I'm looking at the door that you open up to go outside with, and sometimes they'll kind of insulate those doors just a little bit, where they have like, where the stink will stay in.
Mm-hmm.
But that one had a big old nice little crack all the way around it, so I'm like, there's no way this lady's not hearing this over here, So I was petrified, and I felt ashamed. I was walking out, just like, okay, hey. I walked out, no eye contact, nothing.
Right.
I'm like, and then you're gonna have to deal with the stink all day, I'm like, you don't even have any like, spray or anything to make it smell like citrus or something, No,
Damn.
nothing. I was like, this is how my week has been,
Yeah.
This is the epitome of my week, It was just crazy crap like that, and then today I had a bad day because I had a rat that was up in an attic, chewed through a cable while I was on site at a customer site, and it chewed right through the main server's computer. So they'll have like a server like that all their files that everyone saves goes into.
Yeah.
And so then they can have that like all beefed up, so then it can take all that load over there for it. But all of a sudden they're like, hey, our cable doesn't work or hey, our server's not working. I'm like, I haven't touched anything. I just got here. And they're like, well, it's not working. Can you see what the problem is? And I'm looking at it, and it's down, and there's no cause. I put a little tone. I test the cable out. The cable isn't working correctly. The little rat bit right through the cable over there for it, and then now I'm having to run a new cable over there for their server so that they can operate over there. And then while I was running the cable, though, apparently this rat has been going to town up in this attic over here. And so I open up one good ceiling tile, and it just pours down a whole bunch of rat feces. Yeah,
Damn.
just a ton. And that was right where the cable was that drops into the wall. So, and then right as soon as I did that, I see the cable is severed right where the wall kind of connects to it. And so that rat just chewed right through it, and it was just like, that's the problem right here, you know. So that's the crazy crap that IT guys have to deal with. So I'm like, now smelling like shit, and having to be like, I want to get home, you know. It's like it's 10 o'clock, 10 a.m.
Dude, that's the worst when you get rats up in places like that, because there's not a lot. Because there's several issues. Because once you got them up there, yes, you can go to Home Depot and you can buy poison, okay?
Yep.
But most of the time, most of that poison is going to cause them to die up there.
That is the worst. When you get I don't like any type of. I know like people try to be humane with their killing methods and stuff like that, but like when a rat, they have different types of rat traps. They have the one that will cut its neck off, you know, just the normal like Tom and Jerry like snap, you know, type thing. And I like those for the fact that it just smacks them really quick over there, and then you go and check those to see if they ever snapped, and then take it away and dispose of it.
On that note,
yep.
I work at Home Depot, so that one is nice.
They have that clamping one too.
They have one that clamps, and it's easy to dispose. So the problem with the old Tom and Jerry one is to take it, if it breaks, what it does is it breaks its neck.
Yep.
Well, you got to put your hand right next to the neck and lift the contraption off, right?
Yep.
Everyone hates doing that. Well, they sell a black one that just, the lever's in the back, you push down the lever that sets the trap, the rat comes in, sets off the little device in the middle, it snaps, breaks its neck, you grab the back of it, yep, and you dump it out over to the trash can. And that one also, that breaks its neck. The other one, sometimes if it's a big enough rat, they'll run off with it.
Oh yeah.
This one, they don't run off or anything. They're dead. That snaps, you're done.
And then I just, you know, they also try to sell the glue traps, you know, where it goes.
Those are the worst invention ever.
That is probably, I hate them. I hate them.
They're
worthless.
So much
because people will put them underneath their desk, and people will put them, and like being an IT guy, I'll have to go underneath their desk, and they'll put them in very peculiar places where I don't know about it. It's a trap for me too. And like if that stuff gets on your skin or like on your like hair of your skin or anything like that, it's game over, man. Like you're stuck, you know. So you're all pulling it off, and it's just like, and you can't get that stuff off. Yeah. Whatever that glue is, whoever invented that glue is evil. Like that stuff doesn't come off, you know. Yeah, you'll have to rub half your skin off to get that stuff off over there for me.
There's a new poison out there, and it's considered all natural. But
the non-natural poison.
Yeah,
the ricin.
I forget what's in it, but it's supposed to. Really, what it does is it dries the rat out from the inside.
Okay.
So the point of it is it drives it towards water.
Yep.
So hopefully that means it gets out of your house to die.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
whether that really works or not, I don't know. We sell a crap ton of it because it's the only one that's considered all natural.
Right.
Like I can put that around the pets, and the pets, it's not, because most poison will still kill your pet. This will, it probably still make your pet a little thirsty, but even then, like you're talking about, it have to eat the whole bag. It's gonna kill it.
That's funny though. It's funny that, you know, we try to be humane with our you know, things, you know, like they're like, okay, let's kill the rats nicely, but then they're over there chewing through everything, and like they're destroying their house, you know.
Yeah, dude, rats are terrible. Like, there's no need to be humane with a rat.
No, there's just so many of them too. It's not like there's a shortage. It's not like they're ever gonna be you know, like, you know, it's just they're horrible, you know. So
I think the thing that scarred me for life was we had a rat in the garage once, and we kept tracking it to find out where it was, and we found it, and it was like, for what it had found this, and this just creeps me out even to talk about it, but it found this little like fake mouse. It was almost like made out of
rubber.
No, it was made out of like cloth or something, or foam.
Yeah.
And it was like humping that little thing. And it's just like the grossest thing ever. Something like that, like a little rat sex and all for him. And that just
that's what we need to do.
Me.
We need to make a new trap. We need to make a new trap that's just a little doll that kind of leads it kind of out, you know. Oh my God. Yeah, I remember there was one time where we had a little mouse problem. We didn't have like giant rats, we had a mouse problem. So my dad put a whole bunch of mouse traps out in our house. And I think the only time I've ever heard my mom like curse up a storm was one time a mouse came and ran right underneath the laundry room, right when she was about to open the laundry room. She jumped up about 6 feet up in the air. I saw it, I watched her. Jumped up on top of the dryer
over a mouse,
over a mouse, and just screamed shit, like really loud, like echoed through the whole house. You know, I'm talking like my mom's like a like a Southern Baptist type woman type thing, you know. So it was hilarious because I was young, I was like maybe 10 or 11, and it cracked me up because I mean I've never seen my mom so scared. I'm like, what's wrong, Mom? You know, there's a mouse. I was like, oh, the mouse. Okay. Yeah, but it was I think it was messing with her. It was just kind of running around in a circle there for a second.
Yeah.
So there's one time though where my dad set out these mouse traps, and we had the ghetto ones, you know, the Tom and Jerry ones.
Yeah.
Where it tries to snap some neck and whatnot. But we didn't have these little crunchy crunch things that they have over here. But it didn't hit the neck. It hit the very tip of the nose of this thing, and it like snapped the nose off a little bit. So that thing, it got caught on its nose, and it spun around in a circle, and then just bled everywhere. Like just bled completely out all over the whole entire place.
Oh,
and so I opened the door and turned on the light over there to this bloody massacre mess over there. This lily bee mouse, like you wouldn't expect them to have as much blood as they do in there, but I mean all over this white floor too. I was just like, yeah, there has to be a better way.
Yeah. I hate rats. Like, 'cause where we lived, so where the water drains when it rains was right on our house. That was right next to our mailbox. And then in our backyard, you know, we were always doing construction, something on the house. So we always had a pile of lumber, a pile of something. So there was a place for them to stay. And so they were always in the backyard and in the shed. Yep. So we got to where we consistently set those black traps, and we were always catching stuff. But then our dog was the worst because she would find them, and she would just drag that dead rat around for days. Oh. And it's just like shriveled up, and it just smells. Or we'd bury them and she'd dig them up, and it's like, dude, I buried this, leave it there.
Those things decay really fast too. They it doesn't take very long for a rat to just, they decay. Because I guess whatever the hell they're eating over there is already disgusting enough, so it's already, But man, those
bacteria.
Things, I had one experience where I cut a hole in the wall. I was going to drop a cable down that hole, but it had a weird lining where I had to stick a drill in that hole. So I had to cut a really giant hole, get my drill in there. And I was reaching for my cable over there, and I reached and grabbed something furry and squished. And I took my hand back out of the hole that I just cut over there to grab my cable. I'm like, what the hell did I just grab? And I just grabbed a whole fuzzball of rotting flesh.
No!
That was in the walls because they used that poison. And that poison...
I would have been like, done. I'm going home. I can't do this. I gotta take a shower. Bleach. Ammonia.
There's been
whatever. Kill me. I'm getting clean.
There's been times where I've been like, fuck this job. I can't stand this anymore because, I've been attacked by a mother raccoon that was up in the place before. I've been told, I had one time where the very first install I went out to, we had to run a cable underneath this guy's house. It was a house, but it was the person's house was a business. And so he's like, oh yeah, you need to run a cable underneath the ground because we don't have any attic. It's all, raised up to the point where you can go underneath it. I was like, crap. And it just rained the day before. I was like, okay, I guess so. We'll have to do this, So the guy goes over, he opens up his drawer, pops a 9mm gun on the top of his desk over there. He's like, hey, you might need this. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I just saw a couple snakes over there and stuff over there, so if you see one of them, just shoot them. I was like, what the hell am I getting into over here? I didn't take the gun, of course, no. I'm not going to touch some other guy's gun. I was like 16 at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, so I was just, it was one of those moments where you're just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm not going to do this job, and then now I'm over here for like 4 years I've been with this job now. And so
I used to say that when I started working at Home Depot. For a while, for about a stint of a year and a half, we had a huge problem with rats. Like, you'd be filling the shelf inside, and you'd see, these rats were like the size of small cats.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and you'd see, like, the whole shelf would be full of droppings, and you'd see it moving over the next one over. When you walked out the garden doors, because you go from inside to the garden doors outside.
Yep.
The rats would be sitting on top. Like, right where the door splits open, it would just be sitting there. And I'm like, I am not going under there. The rat is going to need to move first, otherwise I'm done for the night. Like,
right.
I am not going to walk that way, and then that rat jumps on me.
No, thank you.
No. Because there was, and it was, the greenhouse was the worst, because it was right next to outside.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So they would always, that's
where they start to get into the place.
And it was just, a lot of times you have to get up there and clean, and it was like, all right, are we pulling straws to see who's going in there? Because no one wanted to do it, because these rats were god-awful.
Oh, my God, no thank you.
They were so bad that because they got big.
Yeah.
And they were big enough to set the alarms off, because we had motion sensors that night.
Yeah.
And they set those things off. So finally it became a big enough problem. Like, they were getting into the we quit. So at Home Depot, we sell $36 million a year.
Yeah.
Growing to 40. Quit selling candy because of rats.
Really?
We probably sold in a year $500,000 in candy. And candy and chips and all that. We quit selling it because of the rats.
We get some hungry people in there that are working, and then they have to go pick up supplies and all.
Oh,
that.
it's a great money factor. Like because everyone needs a snack.
Yeah.
And it's pure profit. Snacks are pure profit, dude.
Yeah. And dude, like, I always love those like little like Mexican like little things they set out usually over there. Like those things, man.
Yeah.
Those people have it made. Like you can go over there and get a bratwurst,
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what they do with them. I think they put crack in them or something.
Right.
I don't know if every other state has those over here, but we have these little like Mexican. Usually it's Mexican. I saw a white person actually on one over here too.
Yeah, they're predominantly Hispanic.
But they have like a little food truck that usually sits right in front of the Home Depot, and those things they'll be like they're smoking something over there to kind of get the smell out, And,
yeah, it's the onions. They do the onions
they grill
on the grill,
onions,
and you smell those onions.
It's like, you pass them by and you're like,
you gotta have one.
Over there?
Gotta have me a hot dog with some onions.
Yeah, exactly. So. That's like sometimes when I'm out doing work and I have to go pick up a whole bunch of supplies or something like that, I'll go to Home Depot, pick up supplies, and then pick up a bratwurst or something over there.
The best place, and they do it on purpose, is Pollo Reggio.
Yeah?
They do something where you can be a little bit of ways, but they send the scent outside.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and they're known for it. No one else does it, but you get close and you can smell that chicken from a mile away.
Like that just started popping up over here in Texas.
It's it's just popped up on this side of town.
Yeah.
In the Hispanic side, it's been there for quite a while.
They grill like a whole chicken too.
Like, they do it the right way, and it's the best. If you have not been there, the menu's mainly in Spanish, so it's kind of hard to tell. But
that's how you know it's actually really good and authentic,
And it's not like it's not like these other wannabe Hispanic chicken places. legit.
Oh yeah. I've been there a couple times, and I went there with my brother one time, and like we were over there just like, this is delicious.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
I always like those places that you find that are like truly authentic places. Like they always tell you like, oh, this is Italian, or oh, this is, you know. But if you find a place that is actually like, okay, this is, you know, Vietnamese food, or this is, you know, then you can kind of tell. You can usually tell by the atmosphere of all the different people around you too.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't read the menu, that means it's going to be good, or it's going to be interesting at least.
Or when all the waiters or waitresses can't speak good English, it's like, okay, this is at least going to be good, real food.
And I had someone mess with me one time though. I went out to a Mexican restaurant that was like a mom and pop one. I couldn't even read the sign, to be honest. But when I went in to get some food over there, I was like, oh hey, I saw something that I recognized, and it was quesadilla. I was like, a quesadilla, you know? I'm going to go get me a quesadilla. So I talked to her, and I'm like, hey, I'd like the quesadilla. She just was looking at me like, why are you here, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Like, gringo.
She's like, I was sitting at a bar too, you know, it's like a bar type one, you know, and she's like, okay, and she's like, would you like spicy? I was like, oh yeah, I like spicy, you know, because I can eat pretty much any spicy food, you know. I'm Tex-Mex all over there, and you kind of gain a little bit more time of how spicy things you can take. So I'm like, yeah, I can take spicy, you know, Mexican spicy is good spicy, you know?
Yeah.
So then she just looks at me, and I was like, okay, and then they bring me my food, and I'm sitting two bar stools away from one guy, and when they bring me the food, I see the lady looking at me kind of weird. I was just like, did you spit my food because I'm white? Or like, I don't really know what's going on here, you know? And then she says something in Spanish over to the guy that's sitting on the stool over there, and then he giggles, and then she walks off, and then he's over there like, you know, he's eating his food, but then he's kind of barely turning his head over, glancing at me, waiting for me to eat my food. I was like, the fuck did they put in my food? You know, and then, like, I didn't want to be rude, but I go and I eat, and it tastes delicious. Like, it was an amazing Mexican food, you know, like, they know their shit, you know. But then it was spicy as hell. Like, I don't know what they put in it. They did something where it was just, like, super spicy, and I was just eating it, and, like, it was almost killing me over here. So I was eating it, and then I was just like, you know, screw it. I'm just going to show them that I can eat this. So I eat the whole thing, man. And I'm over there sweating and just, like, coughing. Like, she got me, like, 2 drinks over there. And then the chef comes out, and then she comes out over there, too. And he can speak a little bit English. He's like, did you like that? I was like, yeah, it was really spicy. He's like, yeah, we put some spicy over there for you, you know, and stuff like that. And I was just like, so you added more spice to it? He's like, yeah. And they're all laughing their ass off. And I was like, give me another. And then so they gave me another one for free over there. I'm like, not as spicy though. But I'm like, they were fucking with me as a white guy.
Yeah.
They were seeing if I was gonna like spit out the food or whatnot, and I ate the whole thing, man. But like I was burning after that. Like, you know, when it's heated coming in, it's flaming coming out.
Yeah, man. You know it.
So, like, I don't like that. Like, that's the only part I don't like is, like, you know, once I'm done with spicy food, I want to be done with spicy food. I don't want it coming back.
You ain't done with it. You ain't done with it.
And that, it seems to pass through your system quite a bit faster.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fuck this.
Yep.
You know? And so,
it sure doesn't come out solid, that's for sure.
I stopped eating spicy food over here. It's kind of weird. I can eat jalapenos and stuff, and like I don't even realize that they're spicy anymore. Yeah. So I can't tell my girl. My girl doesn't like spicy food. I can't tell her if it's spicy or not because I'm just so immune, I guess, to the capsaicin, or I fucked up my taste buds so much where I can't, you know, taste it.
I'm kind of the same way because like my sisters don't take spice, and I'll make something, and to me it's not spicy. To them, they're like, why is this so spicy? I'm like, that's not even spicy.
I kind of wonder if like the Northerners have the same type of spicy that we have over here.
I doubt because we have such a Hispanic influence in our food, so spice is in kind of everything. It
seems like the more culture you get with a society, or the more culture you get in any type of society, it seems like they like to add that spice, man.
Yeah.
It's like you ever taste Indian food with a nice spicy curry? Yeah. That shit will fuck you up. You ever go and you have true, authentic Mexican food? That will fuck you
Is
up,
there
man.
any considered like American food that is spicy besides like hot wings?
I don't think so. I think there's very, very little that we actually taken as like this is, our thing is burgers, hot dogs,
Yeah.
very, very, stuff that's not gonna like,
Fried food. That's our thing.
That's our thing, Let's the cholesterol, the cloggeries,
Right.
Let's clog it up. But no, that's our thing. But then everyone else's is just like, let's see how spicy we can get it.
Yeah.
Let's take this thing that looks like a shriveled up penis and cook it in
Cook it,
everything over
right?
here, And it's just like that thing doesn't even look appealing. Like you ever seen like a habanero or like any kind of peppers over here, like they just don't look good, man. They just look like the devil,
Yeah.
Like it's horrible. And so, like, anyone that says, hey, let's go eat that, I don't know, man. Like, they would have to have been, like, really hungry or something because, like, they look, like, horrible. They're evil. They just say Satan on them. They have that red Satan look to them.
Yeah.
Or if you get, like a ghost pepper over here, too, those things look really, really bad, too. Like, look at that.
Dang.
We
It looks like Deadpool's face.
It does. It looks, yeah.
Doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I mean, they just look evil. You look at those things. There would never be a situation where I'll be like, yeah, let's go pick those.
Let's pop one of those in our mouths.
I ate a ghost pepper one time as just a ghost pepper challenge with a whole bunch of friends. You can check that out on one of my live videos that I had at one point. And I ate one of those things. And you want to talk about like just misery. Like it hits you and just boom, you just drop, So I thought I was going to be a badass. And I didn't drink any water at all the whole entire time I had them. And I let the spice go away. And then I was out of sheer just being stupid even more than taking one ghost pepper, I decided I was going to eat 2 ghost peppers just so then I could say I ate 2 ghost peppers and everyone ate 1. There's one other guy that actually ate 2 of them with me too. No drinking, nothing, and it went down and like my whole face was frying. I felt horrible, and then after a little bit it kind of goes away, and then I kind of drank some water after the spice was over just so I could be like I didn't take any water,
Yeah.
An hour and a half passes, or like 2 hours pass, after consuming both of those ghost peppers. And my stomach, like, the top part of my stomach was just feeling horrible, like extremely bad. Like my esophagus was feeling horrible. And I was just like, oh, shit. So I go walk outside and I puke out both of the peppers. Nothing, my stomach didn't digest it at all. Puked it both out, and I felt like I was spewing out fire like a dragon or something over there. So I had spicy, like, 4 times over,
Yeah.
It was horrible. I'll never probably do that again unless I get Eric on here. So, Eric, if we ever have a spice-off challenge, we're going to be eating one of these, maybe one of these days, so. But that was horrible. I can only imagine if you ever, like, wiped some of that shit in your face or something like that, because, like, that would just, I think it would blind you for Christ's sake over here. So, what's the spiciest thing you've ever consumed?
I don't know. I'm kind of smart. I like spice, but it's got to be edible. Like, I'm not a fan of this to see how hot we can get it, because then it just becomes a point it's not edible. But, dude, if you roast some jalapenos, I know people are like, it's jalapeno, it's whatever, it's basic. Roast it and tell me that's not hot.
Right.
And it depends on the jalapeno. There's different ones, like sometimes they're not very hot. And then at other times, man, you just look at it the wrong way and it burns your face off.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just like, oh, this is just ugly,
Yeah.
I made those jalapeno peppers, the poppers that I made over there for you, and I took all the seeds out and everything.
Those are good, bro.
I couldn't tell if those were spicy at all, though. Like I said, I can't tell the spice level on that one at all. Like jalapenos, I'm like, no, I don't know.
Have you done the one stuffed with cheese and wrapped in bacon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are good. Yeah. Now I'm getting hungry.
Right?
So yeah, I always find it really funny, like, if you ever have, like, there's always different types of spicy, it seems like, too. Like, Asian people have a different kind of spicy. Their spicy is more like in your nose. Like the wasabi and stuff that they have, and like all their kind of spicy food. Different.
It is different. Like, I had some wasabi the other day when I went to get sushi with y'all.
Yeah.
And, like, to be honest, I was expecting, because I've heard about wasabi, and I'm like, okay, this is going to burn.
Yep.
It's not. It's almost like, it's hot. It's got a kick, but it's like a creamy, like, it's got a great, I like the texture and the flavor. It's got a good flavor. Yeah.
It gets out.
You feel it, like, once you feel it inside your chest.
Yeah.
It's not so much burning, like, your mouth and throat.
Right. So, and then you ever have, like, any, like, true Indian, like, you know, spicy food that they have over there? There's a fuck up spicy that you have over there where you're just like, God damn it, man, you know?
Yeah.
Why would you need this? Why would you need to do this at all? It's horrible, you know? And then there's people that just eat this stuff and then, like, they feed their children this. And I'm over there like, no, you know? I always wondered, like, how do you present a kid with your cuisine that is so freaking spicy, you know? Like, you gotta kind of work them into it, I think, you know? But, like, is that like a training thing, too, over there? You know, like, the Mexicans, they like their spicy food. Do they, like, kind of start them off a little shorter, you know?
I feel like they just start off that way. Here's a jalapeno.
Here's a jalapeno as a binky.
Yeah.
No, thank you, man. Dude, talking about Tom and Jerry, man, I was thinking about Tom and Jerry now. I'm like, I want to see some Tom and Jerry again, you know? It's been a while. Were you ever raised on Tom and Jerry?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things that's just like, oh, that's childhood right there, you know? But I was thinking about it. I was thinking, you know, that kind of cartoon nowadays, I wonder if that would pass as being acceptable, you know? Like showing the children and stuff like that. Like, it's more of a slapstick type thing, you know? They're pretty funny,
yeah.
But at the same time, they were kind of... It would make the children nowadays, I don't know.
Dude, they'd probably consider that show too violent.
Yeah, too violent, and like, you know, I don't know. It's weird how that transition has changed over here, where it's just like, you know, parents would just used to be like, fuck it, just, you know.
Yeah.
You can watch whatever you want, almost pretty much, or like cartoons just had free reign, and nowadays they have to kind of watch out for what they do so they don't hurt people's feelings, and then now they're going to be, you know, boycotted, and you know, it's like, come on, people, you got to kind of live it out a little bit. You can't just have it where, you know, your kids can't be sheltered so much, you know.
I think a show that if they came up with the idea today, it wouldn't make it, is the Pinky and the Brain.
Oh yeah, I love Pinky and the Brain,
but
and the Animaniacs.
The Pinky and the Brain was my favorite because that's what my dad loved, so we'd watch that. But the main character, the Brain, like, he's a bully and he's probably racist and he's like very just an anger-filled person. But they probably wouldn't accept that in this day and age. But it's so funny just because. And then they would probably say, the Pinky they make fun of him because he's just slow. Like, come on, get over it.
I don't know, man. I think we're bringing in quite a bit of sheeple, you know, where they're very snowflakey, man. I don't know how the next generation's gonna be growing up over here, but like, I understand you kind of don't want your masculinity as a whole is kind of like, okay, it's not the best option for a lot of people, like, you know, the whole macho crazy crap that guys usually would have. But there's a certain amount of masculinity and like being like, okay, you know, you can kind of, you know,
and this is the first perfect segue into kind of what we want to talk about. But also, we talked about this before, but we haven't talked about it on here. But the University of Texas, I'm from Texas, but shame on you, University of Texas. This is why I never rooted for you. I love you, Colt McCoy, but I hate you, University of Texas. They came out with a study, and they say that masculinity is now a mental illness.
Really?
Yes. That is the most bullshit thing I ever heard.
That is, I read a little bit about that, but I didn't really know exactly what they were talking about over there for it.
Like, I'm a man, I'm proud of it, but like, mental, you telling me something wrong with me? I mean, there might be, but
I know, right?
But come on.
Well, I think that's the problem too. Is like once you start going into like that's a mental illness. It's like what? How's that a mental illness per se?
Okay, so yeah. So then it's also like if masculinity is a mental illness, well then usually if you go opposite, that should make it an illness also. They're never gonna say femininity is a mental illness.
No, I mean, I guess it's because I don't know. It's a weird one.
It's probably a woman. I'm not sexist, but it's probably a woman-based.
Right. Well, I mean,
experiment.
the thing is too, like the guys are involved in that situation. It's not like only women are running, University of Texas.
Probably
over
gay
there.
guy. Well, University of Texas is very liberal.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like I understand masculinity.
Masculinity.
There's a lot of dumbness to it.
Let's put it this way. All right. If you got a dick, the thing that hangs between your legs, you're masculine, which means you're a man, which means it's okay to be masculine, which it means that's just in your DNA. You have higher testosterone. Okay.
Well, here's the pill that'll take that away.
No, that's not nature's way.
Right. I think it's just getting really ridiculous. Like there are certain things that's just like you can't be like so. What is the word I'm looking for? Just they're attacking. They have to attack something.
Yeah.
It's like they can't just be at this normal state where you're like, okay, we're in a nice little nirvana zone where okay, we let gays be in over here. We're letting these people do certain things. We're allowing free speech and stuff like that. But then it seems like if they're not, they're gonna find a problem no matter what it is.
It's funny because I sent you the picture, and that one was mainly about transgender, but people are screaming for acceptance. Accept me for this. Accept me for this. Well, they are the first ones to condemn you for being you. And it's like, bro, you want me to accept you? Like, 'cause to be honest, I am a Christian. And I know the common idea is, oh, because you are a Christian, you're not accepting of others.
Right.
Look, I don't really care what you do. Really, I don't. You can do whatever you want. All I want, and I might believe what you're doing is wrong. But hey, who am I to tell you? You believe what you want. Just don't tell me what I should believe, and we'll be just perfectly fine. Now you start coming after me, I'm gonna come after you, and we can talk about it. And I'm not gonna be malice in my words, but we can talk about it. But then again, dude, you do you, and I'll do me, and we can coexist together. Like, why can't we coexist? Why do we have to fight over everything?
The thing is too is like even with all the movements that are going on right now, I don't really I see them here. I see the transgenders. I see how the gay people kind of rose up over here and they got their way and then at one point being gay was a mental illness. At one point being transgender was a mental illness. At one point certain things they're still people over here, and then not treating them like people or treating them with hate will always be something that is going to be, they always try to go with the hate, like you're hating me for this, you're hating me for this. Anything that you do in hate is going to be wrong.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Anytime you try to make fun of people or do anything like that, no matter if you're right in what you're doing, you're still wrong. And that's the thing that I think that they don't get with it is that you can have an opinion, but that doesn't mean you hate that person over there.
It doesn't.
I think that the only thing though is when you tie your whole entire life upon your opinions, you become that, so if you're attacking an opinion and that person associates themselves with that opinion, and then now you're almost having a free reign attack on themselves. Yeah. You're almost like attacking them as a person because that's who they are. If you're attacking a lifestyle, that's them. That's who they are. And at the same time, though, I don't like being force-fed stuff.
I hate being
I don't like
forced
being
to.
told, like, if I want to believe the Earth is flat over here, okay, let me believe that. Like, you know, there are people out there that really believe that. I'm okay with them believing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't believe it personally because I think it's an ideological, you know, just so stupid. But like, the thing is though, they have the right to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what people don't really understand is that you have the right to be wrong. And we all have that as a human right, you know, is something that we should have at least, is the right to be wrong over here. You know, let me plug in your phone. But we all have the right to be wrong. The only problem that it occurs is when you are forcing other people to accept or you know, change their policies.
Yeah.
Based upon your own opinions on certain matters. And like, I understand, I think the whole, you know, gay marriage and gay stuff that happened over the past, do I believe that the Christianity-wise aspect of it believes in it? No, I don't. I think that the Christianity over there condemns people that have certain lifestyles to what most people would consider like a hell type thing over there. But at the same time, I don't really care if someone is doing that, you know, but they don't like my religion just for the fact that it doesn't correspond, you know, it doesn't agree with them, you know. So they want to change me so then they can feel better about themselves. I'm like, that doesn't work out, you know. But then they turn around and like, you know, certain situations like with people of different races and stuff like that, where there was racism over there, and then people were using their religion, people were using other things to hate on people, and it causes people to have, you know, anxiety, and now they're, you know, having all these problems because of their anxiety over here and all that kind of stuff. So I don't really know where the line should be crossed over here. Like, where that point of being like, okay, no, we're not going to, you know, bend over backwards for you.
Here's where I'm drawing the line. Okay? If you want to be gay, that's okay. The transgender thing, like, I think it's stupid. Like, I really think it's stupid. But hey, if you want to cut your dick off and put some boobs on, I guess go ahead, man. If that floats your boat, be that person.
Yep.
But here's where I draw the line. And a lot of this stuff is leading, and you're hearing it more and more and more, pedophilia. Or, pedophilia? Did I say that right?
I mean, because, I mean, they love people, you know.
Like, that is wrong. I'm not gonna bend. I'm not bending or breaking on that one. That is wrong.
Right.
And in any way you see it, because what they're gonna start doing is saying, well, consent. If he consented, it's okay. No, it's not okay, people. It's not okay.
Yeah, and I think that's just, it's kind of funny how it just kind of topples down where it goes from one thing to another. Like I said, if they don't have something to fight about, they're going to find something to fight about. And it's just like, and then these social justice warriors that have been kind of popping up over here, or so-called social justice warriors, you know, that's where it gets really ridiculous. I started watching some interviews or some things that this guy named Jordan Peterson, he started to do a couple of things on, he's Canadian, and with Canada, they have hate crimes where you can actually be arrested for saying certain things about certain people and all that kind of stuff. And they were kind of forcing professors of some sort to conform to different pronouns of people. So like, like all these different kind of pronouns and stuff like that. Where like, you know, there's all these different kind of genders now, and it's like gender fluid and like all this kind of really, really strange things that are just like, it's not in society yet, but they're trying to push it really hard to be in society and to be accepted into society, and like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, you know, I understand that you might have some confusion with exactly what gender you are, but then there's so many different types of, like, now you can't call your son a he or she, because that could be, you know, now a parental, you know, problem where now you're not raising your kid right. You're raising him. You're forcing your own. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, now you can't even parent.
You're forcing your own interpretation of his sex upon him.
Yeah.
Or him or her.
Like,
yeah, you can go to jail for that. In Canada, you can go to jail for that. Yeah. It's stupid.
And I'm like, it's getting to the point where that's going to be over in the United States.
I know, man. I know.
So, I mean, once they start messing around with like how I'm raising my kids or how I understand that, the one thing that I don't think people understand is no matter what, no matter who, someone, somewhere, somehow, whether it be the parents, whether it be schools, whether it be peers, you are brainwashing your kid in any way. They'll call whatever you're doing with your kid brainwashing of any sort.
Yeah.
If you have any kind of religious stuff, that's brainwashing of any
But
sort.
I, as the parent, have that right and responsibility.
Yeah, but you won't have that right here. So
I know, and that's not right.
The government will have that right now.
Look at the government. Come on, government's track record is not good for anything.
They're really not really.
They mess everything up.
To be honest, they're not unbiased. They are very biased to a lot
Yeah,
of
they're
things,
biased on one side. It's very obvious.
They try to be the rational, midpoint where everything can, be over here. But as long as you're the way we want.
History proves less government is the best government.
Yeah, and so it's crazy. But then at the same time, I like what they've done so far with racism and all the different stuff.
No, I disagree. I think government makes racism work. Because think about it. In my day-to-day life, I work with black people.
Right.
We go out. A lot of us go to school. You go to dinner. We coexist.
Yeah.
We make it work because hey man, we both work at Home Depot. Hey man, we're both going over here to eat. Like there's no racist nothing there. But I believe media makes racism a big thing, and so does the government. Now, yes, racism, there are racist people, but I also believe it's both ways. But instead of we give them way too much attention, those few people, because there's the majority of people, you might disagree, but the majority of people are not racist. Because we grew up, I believe racism is taught, not...
Exactly.
It's not something you just naturally do, because at the end of the day, it's just, hey, it's all it is skin. Hey, I'm light, he's dark. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like, because even for me, because I grew up in a mixed family. My mom was white, my dad's Hispanic. Their skins are very different.
Yep.
I've got a brother, his skin, it is dark. It's almost, when he gets on the sun, it's almost black. Like, this idea of I'm better than you because my skin is lighter than you is foreign to me. Like, I do not understand why that ever became a thing, and I get aggravated when people look at me and try to put those beliefs on me just because my skin's light. It's like, you don't even know me, yo.
Yeah.
I am not that. No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
But then, at the same time, I see where, there are racist people here and there, and I don't even understand their racism. Like, if you ever listen to, a guy trying to be racist and stuff like that, it doesn't even make sense.
Usually they're drunk.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know why in their brain, I think it's just...
It's usually drunk people, or they're bitter.
I think it's like a tribal thing that we had back in the day where it was a problem, where that was, survival, where your tribe of people was the people that look like you,
Yeah.
But now it's different. And now it's changed. The society has changed over there, but at one point it was a very big problem,
Yeah.
But now, stirring up the same problem over and over and over, and it's like, well, there's no problem there anymore, pretty much. I don't know. There's certain people that could disagree with me with certain situations because I'm not, of any kind of, I don't have any kind of problems here or there, but
I think when we said it,
I wouldn't personally, and that's the thing. It's not me that's doing it, and that's the hard part about situations like, I'm not the one hating on transgender people. I'm not the one hating on gay people. I'm not the one doing any of this stuff, but there's other people that are. And so it's like the pendulum, swinging back and forth over here. Since it's such a radical on one point, they swing it so far over to the left where it's like, I'm now over here in the middle, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is it going way left over here? It's like ridiculous.
I also believe, and I've said it, we said it several times on these podcasts, racism gets misidentified as culturism, or culturism gets misidentified as racism.
I think so too.
Because a lot of it's culture difference. Like, come on. And I saw it firsthand. My mom was white, my dad's Hispanic from Honduras. There is differences.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes, especially as a kid watch. They just don't gel. I grew up doing this. Well, I grew up doing this. And they're night and day different. The black culture, very different. And there's nothing wrong with being different. Like, bring it all to the table.
It's like bring in the differences.
Yeah, that's what makes America. That's what made America great.
The melting pot.
It's all of us using it all together, and I think
trying to bring
some people want to be like, no, I'm still. They really don't want to give it up. They want to, and they want to say, they want to pull the racism card, but they don't want to give up their culture. And it's like, you don't have to give it up. Your culture is very distinct. Be that person. But you've got to be able to mix with everyone else. And, like, if I'm really going to go into this, I think from what I've seen, white people have been forced to do that. Like, because white people, everything is always the white's fault.
Oh, yeah.
So, but, and especially growing up, like, we're very acceptant of everybody. If you look, because like if you want to look at gangs, if you want to look at cults, they're usually not white. They're other races, but it's also because of their I feel like they feel like it's them against the world, and it's part of them. Well, I'm different.
Yep.
Well, you're not different. You just you gotta mix in with everything.
They're minority too. I mean, not minority, but in the sense of like in the grand whole, there's.
Alright, I'm about to say something else that's gonna piss everyone off.
Oh no, yeah.
If you're Hispanic and you live in Texas and you think you're a minority, you're not. You're not. I'm sorry, you're not.
Right.
Probably almost half of the population in Texas is Hispanic.
Yeah.
So you are no longer the minority.
The thing too is, the whites are actually having a problem now where we're not having any kids
anymore.
Yeah,
because we don't reproduce. White people don't.
No.
White people don't reproduce.
And it's like, I don't want to have a kid, and that's just my personal opinion on the matter, but, like, I'm not going to be having a kid anytime soon, anytime, But that is the thing, though, is, like, a lot of people are doing that now.
I'm gonna not have kids, I'm gonna just adopt. I'm gonna adopt a white kid, a black kid, a Hispanic kid, and an Asian kid. Just to fuck with everyone.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, yeah, they all my kids.
But the thing too, I think people will do this little card over here too, is they have the, I have this certain thing over here, so I can talk about this matter and you can't talk about it because you don't know. Like, I'm gay, so you can't talk about being gay. I can only talk about being gay. And you're like, wait, no, that I understand you have your own personal walk that you have, and you have certain situations that are entirely different. Like, I don't see a dick and I don't get excited about it.
I don't get a boner when I see a dick.
No,
I'm sorry.
It shrinks.
Yes, it shrivels up. I'm like, don't look at me.
It's not my dick. Ew, dick. I mean, that could just be a society thing that taught me over there. But no. It's a mental illness that I have over here. I'm sorry, guys. When I see a dick, it shrivels, and it's a mental illness of mine. But no.
Boobs. When I see boobs.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just like, with like if you ever watch these the kids that survived that shooting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're stripped away your opinion when you have anybody that has any type of authority, and they do have a higher authority. Being gay, you have more authority about talking about being gay. That's just like, come on, if you're of black descendant, or if you're any other race of any type, yeah, you have a lot more to say in the matter, but at the same time, it doesn't take away everyone else's, say in the matter,
Yeah.
It's like, and then at the same time, it doesn't give you any authority, too. Having it where you are gay, you still have to, you can be saying incredibly crazy stuff, and it's like, okay, no, we need to call out the bullshit. You can't call out bullshit anymore. Because then you're like, oh, well, you can't talk about that. It's like, there's certain things where it's like, no, that's bullshit. But you can't say that.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. You can't talk bad about somebody over there, And it's like, okay, I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that notion even came from, but it's a toxic notion to begin with, and it's not a logical notion. It seems to be more of a, I don't know, non-masculine of sorts. You know, it's not a. It's just it's more on the feeling side. It's I don't know. It just it seems odd. It's going to be the destruction of society when you're dealing with situations that are just so fragile that you can't make a logical decision, and you can't just be like, okay, we're not going to say this today. It's going to be like a whole society working in where we have to get people supporting us over here. We have to accept and you have to say this because we want everybody to say this. You know, it's just like how much, like, I mean, having where a college campus has transgender studies, it should be enough, you know, where now people can go, if they are interested in transgenderism and all that kind of stuff, go take a class over here without all the isms and all the pronouns and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, they shouldn't be now turning around and forcing that same class upon everybody over in the whole entire place, so then everyone can make sure that no one's feeling hurt, that no one's going to be left out and stuff like that. And then the thing is, they're very minority too. It's not like it's a big...
Oh, dude, it's like a tiny...
It's a very tiny bit, but then like the people stepping up for it is a big chunk. See, and that's the thing. It's like it's like a big brother stepping up for the little brother. We understand that they're there, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not something that you have to fight over and destroy jobs, destroy people over. As society, what we do, it should be more fluid motion, where when we have racism, we should just, as a society, be like, no, you know, that's not going to be okay over here.
It should be a society be, hey, he treated this black person or whatever bad. It goes on YouTube. Okay, so what do? You don't go eat there.
Yeah. But
just it's that simple. I'm not going to support you because you said, and that's okay. If you don't want to talk to me or you don't want to support my thing because I said something, that's all right. Yep. I'm perfectly fine with it.
Forcing somebody to do certain things and complying, whether it be like you will lose your job or you will go to jail or you will be doing this, that's kind of now borderline, you know, like who gets to decide this now? Who gets to decide, you know, and then society is not really deciding it. It's a very minority, and then these people, it seems like, or people in general, just go to, they're looking for something to be heard about nowadays, so then they can bitch about it, and they just like, man up, like, you know, suck it up, and, you know, like, I don't know, it irritates me. It irritates me in the sense that, like, I will accept what they are.
I'm accepting your opinion.
I'm accepting your opinion as a person. Your opinion as a person, no matter if it's wrong or not, I'm gonna let you have your own opinions on the matter, and I'll have my own. But like that's the thing though, it's an opinion. It's something that you have to deal with. It's something that will always be changing too.
Yeah.
My opinion is always changing. It can change from one day to another. I can have someone say something and be like, you know what, fuck it. I've never had anyone say it like that. You know what, I'm gonna be for this.
Yeah.
You know, and to have that open capability is what I want in society. I want everyone to have that capability of being able to be open to certain situations and certain things. But if you're shutting me down the moment I have any kind of, you know, different thought from another person, now it's becoming more of a, I don't even know what you call that. It's something new. It's something that I don't think we've ever had before, where, and then now having the government enforce it is starting to get kind of weird, you know?
Yeah. And that is what makes me scared. I want kids. I want to be a dad.
Yep.
But, dude, I don't know if I can jump through some of those hoops, man. Like, if you were to tell me, hey, I can't call my baby boy my son.
Yeah.
Or call him he, or give him a name named David.
Right.
Or, like, and masculine name, like, I'm gonna call my kid Thor.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's just like, you know, you can't raise your kids, you can't have, it's just like...
Yeah, it's just...
It's now getting in a scary point where those people that are in the minority are going to be just fine and dandy, but everyone else is going to suffer for it. it's just kind of like this is ridiculous, and society can't run off of that.
No, I can't.
And then the bad part that I always see is the shifting motions. When we go far left, the swing far right's going to be really hard.
And I think people don't understand that. Like, people want to bitch and complain about President Trump. Okay, yeah, he's got some crazy views.
I don't like him, no.
But you did it to yourself because you kept going left, left, left. At some point, people are going to say they have enough, and they're just going to go for the opposite side, no matter how crazy they think it is. It's like, this is too crazy, so you're going to get the extreme. You're always going to get the extreme.
Kind of like a rebellious kid.
Yeah, it's like, we going the opposite.
You told me not to jump the fence.
I'm jumping the
jump
fence.
3.
Yeah, I'm going to keep jumping.
It's kind of like, okay, you got to treat it like a kid type thing, where it's like,
you have to be able to compromise. You have to be able to sit down and find the middle ground of
that takes logic, though, now.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I think
common sense ain't common no more.
Yeah, I think that's what people are lacking, is just this, like, okay, we need to do this. We need to stop with this whole entire weird, let's feel it out motion, and be like, okay, let's actually come to the logical conclusion of where this is going to help us in society, and not for 5 minutes, but for the longevity of society.
Yeah.
Where you'll have a 5-minute Band-Aid over here, but you're going to cause bigger problems. And that's the thing, is you're not seeing the big picture, and the big picture is a pendulum swing right, far right, where we have a Hitler-type guy coming in cross over here, just, killing gay people because gay people have been shoving propaganda down people's throats for so long that people are sick of it.
Yeah.
It's like, no. It's just, I don't know. And with that note, we shall leave with that. No. But I don't know where we're gonna go with that. I don't know what's gonna happen, and it's gonna be fun little open speech over here. I think the moment that they take away the right for me and you to even be sitting here,
and talk about it like this, that's
will be the day that society goes
down the tank. Yep.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and I'll still be here, and they'll hate me for it anyway, I guess. And I'll be talking about whatever I want to talk about. Whether it be what they want me to talk about or what I want to talk about,
Yeah.
So I think that's what we have to do. We have to do that as society. We have to have more free-thinking people.
Yeah.
That can go.
We're a society who wants to say we promote free thinking, but we at every turn stamp it out.
Yeah, it's like stomping out, like, I believe this, and then you're stomping it out right as soon as it ever ignites over there, and you're like,
just because it's different from what you thought free speech was.
Yep. And then that's the thing too, it's an opinionated matter.
Yeah.
And all different people have different opinions. If you're finding someone that has an opinion that lines up with yours, and then now saying that's the only opinion, that's a scary place to be, man. Mm-hmm. If you can't let other people tell you their opinion without shutting it down right away, so that you won't have to hear it, I mean, that's not what society was brought on with,
Yeah.
If you're saying shut up before the question is even over, you question yourself here. Like, come on. We got to think with rational thoughts over here. We're not apes anymore that are just, throwing shit at each other. We can talk things through and hopefully take away our feelings out of the situation, so we can say, hey, this is what I think. What do you think about this? Having a non-verbal, crazy punch face, I don't like that either. That's a very, guy type thing to do. Like, I don't believe with you, so let's punch it out,
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous,
Yeah.
I think true masculinity is wanting to do that and choosing not to, based upon,
It's control. It's control.
Yeah.
It's having the capability to just be a monster, just to be a force of nature, yet you maintain it. You're a gentleman. You sweep the ladies off their feet.
Trump rallies that I've seen before when he was becoming president, where they're beating up all the people that don't believe in it. It's like, that's ridiculous.
I have.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like those got misinterpreted to a degree.
Yeah.
But then I feel like, have you ever been somewhere and the other person is so crazy, and they start the fight, and then you see someone finally just beat the shit out of that person, but then they want to make it that other person's fault.
I have. Like, oh, you can't punch me. Oh, you can't punch me. Oh, you can't.
And then they punch him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
okay,
yeah.
Right or wrong, maybe he should. You deserve that one, dude. You deserved it. I'm sorry, you deserved it.
Right. There's no telling. That's the thing too. Is like, and then they go running over their parents. Hey, mom, dad, he hit me. It's like, okay, well, what were you doing prior to that? And then
did you start it?
You'll never know.
Then you deserved it.
And so you'll never know if it's actually true. How the media showed it. I think there's a couple videos where I'm like, okay, like no matter even if he was provoking, no matter if he was, that's what masculinity is. Holding your fist back, knowing that there's going to be consequences to your actions, knowing that you're going to need to be a man and not punch the shit out of a person that you disagree with.
Yeah.
And I think that we as society look on masculinity as the testosterone-driven crazy crap, but I think that masculinity in a sense has a lot more agileness to it, where it needs to be more, it's concentrated rage, where instead you're going to now go and destroy that person, thought process-wise and all that kind of stuff.
It's hey, you mess with my family.
Yeah.
Now it's over,
we can
son.
Talk it out, and we're going to now destroy that other campaign over there instead of punching the person in the face. Yeah. It's just kind of like that kind of sense.
Because I feel like masculinity is used, because if you want to break it down and look at like nature, like the male, why are they so, like, if you want to say masculine, well, because they're the protectors. They're the fiercest. They're the strongest because they protect the others.
Right. And
that's when it should be used.
And then it's not a bad thing to need protection either.
No, it's not.
It sounds like a condom commercial. It's not a bad thing to need protection. But no, I'm just
and in the background, you got like 5 screaming kids and the mom running around, and the guy sitting on the couch, babe, he's crying.
There we go. I have the picture of that. But that's it's not a bad thing. Like that you're gonna fight the protector. It's like, come on, people. Like, it's ridiculous.
You need to protect her, yeah.
And the bad part is, okay, fine, we'll take away all the protection over here for that. We'll take away all the masculinity. We'll take away all the fighting and all that kind of stuff. Someone else that is even dumber will come up and then use that which we don't have anymore and destroy us with it.
Yeah.
So that's why we need the protection there. Not that we want to use it all the time. Not that it's going to be the force that we have to have all the time, but we still have to have it no matter what. And society will never be in this weird little lingo thing that they want it to be in. It's never going to be cookie cut, man. Nope. It's never going to be the same. And it's always going to have some kind of quarrel here or there. And then what we do with that's going to be deciding upon, I guess, what society now is going to be, figuring itself out,
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But thank you for joining me over here for another podcast. I enjoy all the talks I have over here. We talked about some weird topics.
We did. Today's was good, though.
Today was good.
Came naturally. It flowed.
A natural little flow over here. We talked about Tom and Jerry and whatnot. We talked about shitting in a weird site over here. It's just weird stuff like that. I like it. I like to have a little dynamic talking. You never know
I like it. Because, again, this is the point of the podcast. Just guys talking. Yeah. Or a group of people talking. Because we've had ladies on here, too.
Yeah, exactly. And then... shout out to my best friend on Best Friend Day over here, E-Man. I know he's out right now. I would probably had you over here if it wasn't for you being out.
God bless America.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then to you over there, Jeird and Jake and Lane and everybody else that I miss. Joshua, of course. I love all y'all to death over here. Y'all my best friends. So, to all y'all out there, y'all have a very good night, and thank you for joining the podcast.